My name is Cabria, and I'm a hairstylist here in Las Vegas. I come from a lineage of hairstylists. My mother's had her salon for 30 years, um, up until probably about a week and a half ago, we actually decided to downsize. And so this is my suite. I've been getting together, but
Okay.
I'm a hairstylist and a content creator. And yeah, I'm from Vegas.
Now, where did you get the entrepreneur mindset from? And did you have it growing up?
Yeah, so I got that from my mother. She's owned her salon since I was 5 years old. So um, that's all I knew, you know. But
Okay.
she still, she definitely instilled, you know, the reality of being an entrepreneur and owning your own and building your own. So she wanted me to go to college, which I did. I got my bachelor's degree in marketing at
Okay.
UNLV back in 2011. And so I worked in corporate for about 7 years. And although I have always had the talent of doing hair, I've never planned to, I had never planned to do it professionally,
Okay.
full time.
Right. Okay.
I wanna win, so I gotta win. 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 I wanna win, so I gotta win.
Cancer, I'm a two-time cancer survivor. And growing up in the salon, I grew up getting relaxers and color and just taking my hair for granted. So once I, went through the cancer and the radiation, I had decided, okay, I'm not going to do any more relaxers and, just try to care for my hair better. And so that journey began. It was it was an up and down thing, learning my natural hair, but I've accomplished learning it and understanding it. So
When did you start doing hair, and when did you um, say to yourself that you wanted to start your own hair business?
I actually started hair when I was 11 years old. I was getting paid to do hair at 11. People dropping their kids off, them coming, getting their hair braided. Um, and so it was always my side hustle. And my mom allowed me to have that, so I can have my own little side money and
Yeah.
she could teach me how to save and all of those things. So I continued to do that up until probably my second year in college. I was working full time, going to school full time, and I was like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. So something had to give, and I just stopped doing hair for a while so that I could focus on graduating. And then, like I said, I worked in corporate, and I'll say about 2013, I was like, you know what? I need something that's going to be a platform that's not going to be strict as a 9 to 5, where I
Right.
can control my own hours. I already have this talent. So
Right.
I decided to get my license and I just jumped full throttle into doing hair. And I haven't looked back since.
Awesome. Awesome story. So you got this ebook out. So let's talk about this ebook. You talk about natural hair in this book. You talk about, I read it when is it my I struggle now with hair, some issues with my hair. So you talk about wearing silk cloth. Is that important when going to bed? Is it important to have, like, because I'm always been the type, like, I'm not going to bed with nothing on my hair, but is it important that we should always, like, put a silk scarf or something on our hair? Can you kind of explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so what it is, you have to consider the texture of our hair. And so the texture of our hair it breaks a little easier, especially in drier climates. And so, the our sheets are usually,
Yeah.
a rougher material than a satin pillowcase or a satin scarf, because some people say, I don't want to sleep with nothing on my head. Okay, at least do the satin pillowcases, and then that'll at least help you, you know, retain the health of your hair. But it's also making sure our hair is detangled and combed out and in a good style while we're sleeping. I can't just wash my hair and then just be laying all over it, even with
Right.
a satin pillowcase.
Okay.
You'll need to, make sure it's stretched out and protected
Okay.
because
And you
that softer material is going to be gentle on our hair.
okay. You also read that you talked about like wearing like tight things on our hair, such as like rubber bands and braids. Can you kind of talk about that? Like, what does that actually does to your hair?
Yeah, so the constant tension that, those styles can cause, especially when you're doing them over and over and over, and especially if your texture is finer and you have low density hair, you want to be careful because the hair is actually sensitive. And so sometimes you may not notice it right away, but over time, those little pieces are breaking. And eventually you look up and you realize, okay, I'm missing a lot of hair here. So you just want to be careful of tension. You like braids. I wear micro braids that are so full and heavy that now it's heavy on my head because it's gonna break. Your hair's gonna break off.
Okay. Also, for people like that's wanting to go, like me personally, I've always wanted to go natural, but I've has been afraid to go natural because like my hair is coarse. Uh, and when I'm not like having like now, as I gotten up in age, of course, a lot of things has stuff to do with our hair and how it's treated, such as our hormones, all of those things. But if I wanted to go natural, kind of tell me like what steps should I start to take with my hair already relaxed and perm? Like, what do I need to do as far as that?
Mhm. Well, here's the thing. That transition phase is always the roughest phase. Just because you got this relaxed hair, then you got your roots growing in, and your roots are going to feel extremely thick compared to the relaxed hair. So you got to push through that part, right? Like what I did, do a lot of protective styles, so you ain't got to worry about it. Put it up, and if you're not going to cut it off, I have big chopped all the relaxer off before a few times. So you can either big chop it or you can do protective styles. And if you slowly want to transition and not just put it up, and every time you take it down, make sure you wash, condition, and trim, put it back up. But it is going to be a process. But once all of the hair is natural, that's when you really get to feel how manageable it is. Because those roots, it only feels like that because it's met with the relaxer. You know what I'm saying? The relaxed hair.
Mhm.
But if it's all curly and it's all smooth, when you see women with completely natural hair,
Right.
it's soft. You
Okay.
can comb through.
Okay. Now, for the young girls and ladies out there that want to follow in your footsteps, can you kind of tell like them things you did and steps you took to have a successful hair business?
Um, Hairstylists, we're constantly on a grind. In the beginning, you have to be consistent. You have to be patient with yourself. You
Mhm.
have to, some get some of your friends. Say, hey,
Right.
girl, let me do your hair. Get some of your family. Say, hey, let me do your hair because we are in times where people want to see pictures.
Right.
They want to see work. There wasn't just for somebody, but make sure you build your portfolio. That way, your
Okay.
portfolio, and you just got to put yourself out there. Now we've got social media,
Yeah.
and so we're having to get on social media. So just be patient with yourself, be consistent, um, set a goal. Like I remember when I first started, I was like, "Oh, okay, I want to make this much a week. If I can just make this much a week, I'll be good." Boom, I start making that much. And then I just slowly increased it. But with the increase, my hustle had
Right.
consistent. And then eventually you have consistent clientele.
Okay. How important do you feel like it is for young Black girls nowadays to have a Black female role model to inspire them? And who inspired you growing up?
Um, my mother definitely inspired me. I think it's important for Black women or Black girls to see that, just because, there's already the stereotype that harder for us. And it is to a certain extent, absolutely. But you got to be somebody who looks like you. It's very important. I'm not saying it absolutely has to happen, but it makes the journey more relatable when somebody looks like you.
Mm.
And so definitely that was my mother, seeing her grind. I always respected it, seeing her navigate through business, even while going through her own personal trials and having children and stuff. I've always admired that.
Okay, awesome. So you get to a point where you're a successful business owner, businesswoman. So then you
Uh-huh.
decide that you wanted to write a book. Tell us how the book came about.
Well, I wanted to do something. I didn't just want to say, hey, here's my product, use it. I wanted to give more insight about hair and how it works, because people really don't know, and I wanted that to be free. The same advice that I would give my clients sitting in my chair. So, people located anywhere to be able to access that information.
Exactly. And for the people that have not read it yet, what can they expect when they read it?
My ebook is more interactive. People think, okay, I'm going to be reading all these pages, but no, there's diagrams, there's displays, there's videos, and it's kind of just straight to the point. Everything I wrote in there from my experience has absolutely been true.
What can they expect when they read it?
Okay, so they can expect to get tips on what to do and what not to do to their hair. They can expect to find out, if they don't know already, what kind of hair they have,
Yeah.
and then proceed from there to know how to deal with your hair depending on the hair type. And they also can expect to learn how to use the Love Your Roots hair line, because, of course, I demonstrate that in the videos. And
Okay.
and as long as people are following that, it'll be good.
Okay. Now, is this book we're talking about, is it 100% free?
It's free, absolutely.
How did you link up with Cash Money Hot Boy BG after he got released after doing 11 years in prison?
So a client and friend of mine had already been telling me, hey, when he gets out, because they were expecting to eventually get him home, that they were going to reach out to me to do his hair. And that's exactly what she did. And I've been doing his hair ever since.
Okay, awesome. So is she's related to BG or is that just a friend?
No, she's not related to him. Mm-mm.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Good connection. So what was that moment like for you when you met BG?
It was an exciting moment, to say the least. I mean, I'm a fan of him, so I definitely grew up in that era. I'm 35, and it was a good moment. He was super cool, super down to earth person, and yeah, good dude.
Okay. Now, your hairstyle that you did being plastered everywhere online, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, literally everywhere. What's next for you? And where do you see your business in the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh my goodness! So I absolutely love doing hair. But that is not my final, it's not my final step. I do eventually plan to cut down on the hard labor because it's so much on your body. That's also why I created my natural hair care line. Aside from wanting to help people grow their hair, I definitely wanted to have a product online, something that I own the rights to straight out, and be able to offer something online, and make money in my sleep.
Okay.
And then yeah, move into maybe instruction or creating a course, but definitely eventually doing away with the hard labor. And I will probably just keep, some of my top clients in the mix. But yeah, that's the next thing for the
Okay.
hair business for me.
Now, have you um, done any other like celebrity hairstyles, or was BG your first celebrity client?
I would say so far he's the biggest. He's the biggest. I've always been like in the camp or doing somebody in the management or the managers. My mother has always she's always been a celebrity hairstylist. So I watched her do Eric Benet, and she made her back when he had hair because he's from Vegas. Um, she's done a lot of people, Fox, Michael J. White, So yeah, I would say, but BG, yeah, he's I would say he's the first. Well, loveyourroots.com is where you can get the ebook for free. You go ahead and add it to the cart, put your email in, and it will be to your email immediately. And that's also where you can find my products, the shampoo, conditioner, curling gel, and the hair growth oil. If you want to see my work and see what I'm doing on social media, you can follow me on Cabria Lynn. And under Cabria Lynn, you'll see my other pages because I also do like comedy and stuff. So I have a separate page for that. But Cabria Lynn, CAB is in boy, RIALYN is in Nancy, N is in Nancy, on Instagram. And on Facebook, you can find me at Love Your Roots. And same for TikTok, Love Your Roots.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this interview today. It was amazing. I wish you so much success on your journey.
Thank you, Sharon. So nice meeting you. Thank you guys for having me.